Hey Claiborne, it's Saturday. I'm going to put part of this camper creator set together this week, and before I get into the content really, I'm just going to say that trying this made me really impressed with some of the larger sets you've put together. Because it was really hard to put even this bit together before Stephen woke up from his nap. Who knows where the time is, never mind the space to put together anything larger. I'm glad you're safely in Lovington, and it looks like quite a trip. I'm impressed y'all did it. Driving from New York to Midland seems like quite the task. I could never do it. I'm not a fan of road trips anyway, but even though our Corolla is much bigger than our last car, it still feels too small to be in for anything more than a few hours. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't think that I've been on any real road trips. Right after I graduated high school, I went to New Orleans for a week with a friend. We probably drove similar to your route back to Lovington. I don't remember going through Midland, but we did go up to Dallas because we had a free night's stay around there. So we stayed south of DFW on 45 and drove through Houston and on to New Orleans the next day. I think we went back the same way. And on the whole, it wasn't a bad trip. I had a lot of fun in New Orleans. The only other trip long enough to call a road trip may be the road trip that ruined all other road trips for me, though. You may remember this, but in 2003 I was moving from San Antonio to El Paso, and I passed through Lovington. I had just gotten a new truck, and when I was driving Lovington to Carlsbad and then on to El Paso, I got in a pretty bad accident, and all my stuff was scattered all over the road. I made the same trip in reverse about 6 months later, but without the truck. I don't even remember if I drove, to be honest. Maybe I flew. These days, if I'm driving further than Dallas or Houston, I'd prefer to fly. But maybe if I had a more roomy vehicle, I'd venture out further. Road trips are a bit of Americana, in part because the country is so big, and in part because our culture revolves around poor public infrastructure and car-centric lives. Despite my apparent cynicism, there is something appealing about driving across country with the family, stopping to see the sights along the way, making memories, and letting it inspire a lot of Lego ideas. I agree with you. We could really all do with a Dolly or an Elvis minifig. I'll see you next week. Claiborne and I are glad that we get to share our love of Legos with the internet. If you like our content, share your favorite video with a few of your friends, and don't forget to subscribe.